It's good, guys. I know. I only have one shirt. This is the only shirt I've ever worn my whole life. It is what it is. Just get used to it. So, you want to learn how to flip computers. Step one, don't flip a computer. Don't flip computers. Step one, don't flip computers, okay? Why don't flip computers? Because you're watching this video, you're probably thinking, oh, I can build a computer. I can buy all the parts from Newegg, Amazon, whatnot. I put it on Facebook Marketplace. I put it on eBay. And then someone will buy it and I'll make like $100 profit each time. No, you're not. No, you're not. This stuff depends on where you live. This stuff depends on your ability to bargain and use markets. I haven't gone to any physical stores. I know in some places you can, but where I live, there are no physical stores where you can get this. We can get parts cheaper. You want to get parts cheaper. You want to get parts significantly cheaper. I don't mean $10, $20. No, I mean like half off on average, like at least like 30% cheaper. If you don't have those kind of skills, if you're not confident in bargaining, if you're not confident in buying stuff used, do not flip. Do not flip. Now, if you are confident in these things, okay, well, let's move on to step two. Figure out your audience. Look, when I started flipping, I just got some random parts that kind of worked for a decent budget, and then I put them online, and someone would buy them. But then I wanted to start making more money. I wanted to start increasing the price. I wanted to start taking more risks. So I would start buying some more expensive components. I started getting lucky on some things. Like I got a Z7790 board for like $70. That was amazing. But the thing is, the audience doesn't care. People don't care about this stuff. They don't care about the value of things. To be honest, there's one computer that works, and most people don't know the difference between a RTX 5070 and an RTX 5090. They see the numbers bigger. I want that, in this instance, of course, the 5090 is better. But what I mean is that you could show them two numbers. You can either show them 6700 XT, or you can show them 4060. Most people are going to know 4060 just because it's Nvidia. Nvidia is a bigger company with a bigger market share. They don't care about. They might care about performance, but they don't know how this stuff actually performs. They don't know what the names mean. They think the names are performance names. They're not. They're model names. People don't know what this stuff means. So if you actually want to advertise, you have to come at this from a consumer's perspective. Most consumers, AMD, the smaller company, driver. I heard that driver issues. Blah blah blah. I need an RTX car. RTX, the newer stuff, bigger number, better for CPU. Ryzen, like, oh, Ryzen. I hear Ryzen's great for gaming, but maybe I want the Intel because Intel's more of a business. Either or. Usually don't care about the CPUs. Either way, what I'm trying to say here is that understand that people don't know what they're talking about most of the time, and you're probably the only one who knows what they're talking about. Because I tried selling what was it, a 7500F and a 1080 Ti and a computer. No, I only have 500 gigs of S. I only have 500 gigs of storage, but it was still great. It was like $700 at the time. That was great value. You couldn't build a better computer for that price. It was amazing. That thing didn't sell. Nothing didn't sell. Actually, no, I had it listed for $800. Still, you couldn't build a better computer for that price. That thing didn't sell for 6 months. I eventually got it sold for $650. Why didn't it sell? One, people don't know what a 7500F is. It was made in China. It's more obscure. You can only really get it from AliExpress. People don't know what a 7500F is. They don't care enough to research it. People might not even know what a 6700 is. Two, people might have heard of a GTX 1080 because that was the GOAT back then. They might have heard of it back then. So they're gonna know it's older. They're gonna think, oh, it's older, so it's just worse. It's just straight worse than any other alternative. Why would I buy this? People aren't gonna buy it because they don't know what they're talking about. They're not gonna do so much research. It's kind of up to you to go ahead and make the best possible thing you can that hits all the bells and whistles, that looks the best, that people are going to understand. You have to buy the mainstream parts. I'm currently selling a computer, and I think I've hit all the bells and whistles with it. It has a Montech XR, so it has the fish tank design, has all the RGB in the world. It has a 12400F and RTX 2080 Super. That's hit some bells and whistles. I put that on Java. It has like almost 200 views now. Put on Facebook. Doesn't have too many views, but Facebook's always been awful around my area. But I've gotten 2 people to message me about it who aren't scammers. That's rare. It takes forever for me to even get one person who's even a scammer. I've gotten 2 people who aren't scammers. That's rare. So, as I said, step 2, know your audience. You have to know who you're selling to and then price things appropriately and make things appropriately. You can't just buy, no matter how great a deal is, people don't understand the difference between a Thermaltake Smart and a Core Reactor 2. They don't understand that difference. They don't usually care about that difference. That's up to you to go ahead and make the best you can, or maybe skimp out on one thing. Or look, you have to be a little. I don't want to say scummy, but you have to be able to give up a little bit of what you would do. For instance, I would never, never use a hard drive in a computer myself, unless if it's for absolute mass storage, like 20 terabytes. That's the only situation that you'll ever see me buy a hard drive for myself. For someone I build a computer for, it might not be the case. Now, I still have the one standard. I won't use a hard drive as a boot drive. I will never use a hard drive as a boot drive. It's awful. It's, my God, they'll probably try to refund me this if they turn that thing on. It is that slow. Do not use hard drive as a boot drive. But what I can use them as a game drive, I can have a smaller SSD for the OS. Use a game drive for the hard drive. It'll work. So you have to be willing to look past the best value things. You have to be able to look past the best practices and actually apply them to a real world. Because the best practices that you can do are to get on the level of the person you're trying to sell with. Now, step 3 is to not get greedy. Don't get greedy. So you're probably going to be selling on Facebook or eBay. You need to go in with a set mind on what you want to make a plan on that, and know exactly how much you can make from this possibly. Now, going back to step 1, I was talking about don't sell. I was saying don't flip. Why don't flip? Because you probably don't have the resources, or you're not in the right place to sell. Going back to that, you need to be able to get this stuff much cheaper. You need this stuff much cheaper to be able to make a profit, because realistically, you need to be able to price this computer at what it would cost someone to build it themselves. Like for retail pricing at least. And that's just what it is. Because you'll reach more people like that. And you'll be able to take better profit margins like that. Well, rather, if you can bargain and get prices lower for what you're buying, you can get better profit margins like that. You need to maximize that to the fullest. You need to be a risk taker. You need to be able to look at something and be able to identify, this will get a view. This could be the deal breaker. You need to be able to look at something and be like, okay, maybe I could get $200 from this. It might have to be less. Computer I sell right now, I got all the parts for $560. Great price. It would cost about 800 to. It costs a little bit more than 800 actually to build it all yourself. I have it. I'm trying to get 800. I had it listed for 1,000 on Facebook at least, because I know someone would try to message me and lowball me. I think my plan worked, by the way. I think I might have something today. I'll update you later on that. But I was realistically looking for 800 because I knew that if someone does know what they're talking about, people do know what they're talking about sometimes. They really do. Someone does know what they're talking about and they look at this, they might be like, maybe, but like 800. But actually, let's say I had it priced at 1,000. They look at like 1,000. I can get it. I can definitely get it for 900. No way. I can definitely get it for 900. They're not gonna be interested no more. So you have to have things priced appropriately. You have to be able to just know how much you want to take, because when you know how much you want to take, you can bargain around that. Because now, if someone tries to lowball you, you know exactly how much you want to take. You need to stand firm what you want to take. If they can't come to it, you really shouldn't give up. Now, of course, you shouldn't be trying to be stubborn, be like, no, it has to be my $300 profit. Look, you're not going to be getting, unless if you have something that is amazing, something that you got for $300 cheaper, you're not going to be taking home $300 when you sell it. It's not happening. Don't be greedy. Price realistically, price with an audience in mind. And that's really all. This video, it probably could have been a little bit shorter, but I just think that people get into flipping, they're like, oh, it's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna make all this money. I'm gonna be building computers. It's gonna be the best. No, 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 it's really not. You need to be in the right place physically. You need to physically be somewhere where there are a lot of people. You need to be in a tech savvy city. And you need to have bargaining skills. You need bargaining skills. You need to be able to identify deals. You need some kind of social skills as well. I lack some social skills, but I'm not letting that hold me back because I shop online anyways, and I have better bargaining skills online. But yeah, that's all for this video. Look, only flip if you have the money to start, and as I said, you really know what you're doing. You need to really know what you're doing to make anything here, because if you don't, you're gonna mess up and you're gonna be stuck with a amazing computer for 6 months that no one wants to buy, except for $200 lower than what you're asking and what it cost you to build it, or they're just gonna try to trade an Xbox for it. So yeah, but that's all. I guess don't flip. Bye.